Guilty Gear Strive is finally here. It's been 2 years since the announcement and I've been watching since all the way in EVO 2019. Funny the trailer says Guilty Gear 2020, huh? Anyways, truth be told, I was lucky enough to have played in both open betas, so I already know the smell of the game. But now, the complete package is here and it's quite pricey. Something that's crazy to me is that nowadays there are 3 price brackets for games, Guilty Gear being right in the middle, or as most people would call it, a full price game. And if you want, you could get the deluxe, which comes with skins and a season pass. So now that the game is here, the question must be answered. Is it bullshit or is it blazing? Well, after putting in enough time to accomplish everything, I can safely say I'm ready to answer the question. You are now watching the Guilty Gear Strive experience. So, you boot up the game and sign off your soul to Arxis, and after holding down for a very long time, you get into a particularly long conversation with servers. Hopefully, you don't have to do this every time you boot up the game. After your PC is done chatting with the servers, here it is, Guilty Gear Strive. Now it's time to... the tutorial. This tutorial kind of blows. I can see what they were going for, but I don't think it came out right. The one thing I do like is how even the characters complain about this being kinda lame. To finish the tutorial off, Sol and Kai say they want to send one last recording of them going all out to prove that they are ready to fight. This is sad. Well, now that it's over, you can do anything, and being the fighting game player I am, I went straight to training, and oh my god, here they are! These characters and these designs are absolutely amazing. Seriously, just hover over any character and you'll get met with some great design. Compared to how they looked in old games, personally, I really like every single design. The only character who looks exactly the same is Zato, and that's because his mechanic is summoning a shadow called Eddie, and this Eddie is one of the coolest looking things I've ever seen in a fighting game. But, back to the characters. The only redesigns for me that are questionable would be Leo and Faust. I prefer the more modern look for Leo, and for Faust I would say, yeah, it's either way until you look down and... I would walk like that too if I was wearing those. Holy shit. Also, I think this design fits the tone of the game better, but that's just me. Anyways, after looking at this menu for a bit, you decide on somebody. For this example, I'll pick Kai. Also, really quick, I can safely say the recolors in this game are amazing. After a really quick loading screen, it's time for the most important part of the game, the gameplay. This game controls pretty... What is this music? I can't even play the game right now, I'm too busy doing some jamming. You see, there is one thing that is extremely important for fighting games, and that is the soundtrack. It's no secret that music can really help sell a certain emotion.
Capital punishment over the Replugan! To the wall! Jab, you better get... Elbow drop is enough!
That's why most of the fighting games I like also have soundtracks that I really like. And Arxis is well known for always dropping some heat. Even Grand Blue Fantasy Versus has bangers, and a medieval fantasy sound font has never done it for me. But that game showed me it could be done. Guilty Gear itself has always had a good soundtrack, and as a bonus, Guilty Gear Strive has all of the old tracks in it as well. So even if the new tracks aren't that good, there's always some old stuff to listen to. Luckily, this game has one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. The only way I can express my feeling is with interpretive memeing.
You hear that new Kurt Franklin?
Nah. Turn it up. Vanish into dark. Fusion now and past. Vanish into dark. Waiting all mixes up. Drowning in pain, I lost my mind. There's no good about in there. Words I want you turn into heads. Battle cry. All the sound and light seem to be blessing us.
I wonder what that girl's listening to. Probably me theme.
Through the darkest sky, girl before the light.
Every single theme fits its respective character perfectly, which when mixed with the designs makes for something truly amazing. Let's take Zato for example. But first, a quick history lesson. Zato is a man that sacrifices vision in order to use this thing called a forbidden beast. This one is called Eddie, and it gives him control of the shadows. He was also the leader of an assassin's guild. He had this girlfriend called Milia, but a couple things happened, so she ended up having to kill him by betrayal because she couldn't take all the terrible things the organization was doing. But by the time she got to him, he was fully consumed by Eddie, so he was just a shell. After dying for real, he got sent to the underworld where dealing with everything that he went through drove him to lose all emotion. Eventually, he gets revived, and after getting revived with him, Eddie is a lot more chill now. After the revival thing, he gets to meet up with Milia, and after catching up, they decide to fix the mistakes of their past. Now, playing Zato, he is a puppet character, so you control both him and Eddie, and it's almost like playing two different characters. How do you translate all that into a song? Well, Let Me Carve Your Way is Zato's main theme, and while I have no idea what music theory is, I do be knowing the song making me feel. It opens up with what sounds like two songs over each other. The instrumental drowning out what sounds like Zato talking about Milia. Before breaking in this banging chorus where Zato talks about when he drowned in pain, being in the underworld, he lost all the ability to feel.
Drowned in pain, I lost my mind. There's no good about in there.
After the chorus, another jerky and disjointed instrumental plays while he speaks about how it's not just his feelings that are gone, but also his dreams and desires, and he hopes it's not the end of him feeling sorrow and joy.
I hope that it's not the end of sorrow and joy.
This gets cut by another chorus.
Vanish into dark. Future now and past. Vanish into dark. Waiting on me to say stop.
And after this chorus, another instrumental that sounds again like almost two songs overlapping. The instrumental veering out into a maddening tone. Then boom, Zato talks about his past of being an assassin, then the chorus cuts in again, this time repeating itself, with more madness and extending into him going over how he can smell the rotting deaths he's caused, and that he can't allow himself to have hope because of this.
Vanish into dark. It's a sweet smell of death. Vanish into dark. Triple hope never a speed sound.
Then, the song fades away, and this slow ballad fades in. About how despite everything that's happened, the memories of him with Milia still make him feel something. The instrumental then swells as he talks about how if there was a man who could make anything, he would ask him for the tools to live in the past because he believes he has sinned so much there is no future left for him.
Tell me if there's a man who can make anything. Give me the tools to live in the past. It's all gone down so deep I can't see anymore.
Then he talks about how that doesn't matter to him anymore and all he wishes is to stand by Milia because now she is the only thing left that makes him feel in the world. He will carve her way. He will always be her shadow.
Let me carve your way. I'm the shadow always with you.
Damn, man, why am I turning up in evil grand finals? The song is disjointed and almost sounds like two different people speaking at times, which fits his gameplay as a puppet character. And it also has a lot of references to his lore and his development as a character. This isn't just his song, by the way. Every single track has this level of care behind it. Even songs I don't originally like make me change my opinions on one good listening. Ram, for example. At first I was like, yeah, it's okay, and then this part kicks in and...
Shine and dark, symbiote.
So sorry. Now I see your vision, Daisuke. There's something for everybody here, just like in the character select screen. You got Pop Off, you got Feels, you got Crackhead, and you even have the Clown Anthem. My personal favorite theme is Milia's. Listening to it makes me feel a certain type of way. Like, god damn! Tier lists don't matter anymore. I'm going to miss. Truly, some great stuff here. Oh shit, the game. So Guilty Gear Strive was a game made with newcomers in mind, which some people say is a bad thing, and to that I say cry about it. As long as what is here is good, then who cares if it's easy or not. The main focus coming from Rev 2 to Strive, I would say, seems to be trimming, which I think a series going on for this long has to do eventually. Arxis took a look at all the mechanics, realized why do half of these exist, and got rid of them. Same thing with the character design. They took a good look at the move list and said, yeah, they could be simpler. So yeah, now Potemkin Missile is gone, but does anybody really miss it that much? Speaking of changes, it feels like the devs tried to make the whole game more grounded both thematically and mechanically. Keyword, tried. One thing that is gone that I do miss though is instant kills, but honestly they don't really make sense to be around anymore. And while I'm pretty sure that's a whole video essay waiting to happen, I'm not gonna cry over something like that when I'm playing something like this. So for the major fighting game mechanics, we have dashes, burst, risk, dust, the wall, more on that later, FD, and most importantly RC. Honestly, Roman cancelling is probably my favorite fighting game mechanic ever made. RC is just the most creative way of making meter mean more than just the super bar. Hit a move and want a combo, slow down time to extend. Feel like you're blocking too much? Slow down time and make them block. Messed up? There's an RC for that. Just feel like RCing? There's one for that too. The things that cancelling in the Roman manner let you do are amazing. Take Potemkin here for example. He has this move called Hammerfall. It has super armor, meaning it eats a move, but it's really telegraphed and if blocked leaves him vulnerable, thus you would want to block it. Except boom, because of RC he can cancel it mid-slide and then put his grab. The grab doing a reasonable amount of damage. But well, it looks a bit slow, right? Except because of a new form of RC, fast RC, if you input the grab fast enough, the time slow animation stops quickly and then the grab comes out. Good luck reacting to that.
Sup, bro?
Yo, what's up, bro? And also thanks to Red RC, combo variety is through the roof. Speaking of, comboing in this game is different from other Guilty Gears. In older games, the damage was decided by the range at which you hit them, not so much the move itself. So although the combo wouldn't be as big as other moves, you still get a full combo of kicks and punches. And while those two rules still apply here, now you can only cancel punches and kicks into special inputs, or themselves. These starters also heavily scale combos, meaning all of your big damage comes from slashes and heavy slashes. Slashes still gatling into heavy slashes, and they also have considerably less scaling and juggle better, which matters because in this game you can no longer tech out of combos in midair. Honestly, this change is great. It makes combos feel super meaty, and whenever a combo happens, it feels like that guy just got beaten the fuck out of. The way they got around infinites was making the opponent get pushed farther and fall faster the longer the combo. They also got around infinites with a new wall mechanic. You see, the wall has a slightly visible HP bar, and getting a body repeatedly smashed against it will eventually break it, causing either a hard landing if a super ended the combo, or a reset to neutral. For some, this change is questionable. The corner is a sacred place. It's where the loser goes and where a new player will spend 90% of their time. Pressure, oki, hard mix-ups, they all happen here, and usually if the player keeps guessing wrong, these things will happen indefinitely, until they lose. Being in the corner isn't very fun for most people because it feels like it has become a one-player game, and at times, that is completely correct. And while yeah, most of these things still happen in this game, eventually the wall will get broken, resetting back to neutral or a hard knockdown, which is just much more fun than staying in the corner until death. The reward for the wall breaker is copious amounts of meter gain, and in Guilty Gear, more meter means more merrymaking. Oh heavens no. Which makes breaking the wall both rewarding and entertaining. Also, for the poor soul who just got smashed through the thing, anything is better than being put in the dunce zone. So you feel out the game and decide it's time to decide for reals on your character. Luckily for you, these characters are really easy to pick up except Zato, Melia, Faust, Ino and Axel, also Leo and May if you don't know how to charge input, as well as Nago and Potemkin since they lack a conventional dash, and Giovanna has air dash physics on land, plus Chip just spontaneously combusts, and since Ram has to keep track of the swords, she is gone too. And Kai is in the top tier.
This is Daisuke's vision!
All joking aside, every character feels really great and are in fact really easy to pick up. They all have really different feeling play styles, and even somebody like Anji, who at this point most people can say is pretty weak, is nowhere near terrible. Yeah, right now it is month 1 and everyone despises one man, but honestly every character in this game has got some absolute degeneracy going on. I feel like the most innocent character is probably going to be Kai. He just has a sword and the worst way to spend a meter.
I wouldn't be. I gotta bring it back.
Oh my god!
When you finally decide on your character, the training mode is just your average amazing training mode. It's got everything you could ever need, except brain data. A bunch of useful hotkeys, full control of every gauge, and fun fact, if you ever want to teach your friends something, you can play training mode in multiplayer. Another cool thing here that can be accessed in any local mode is the command list. This is something that every fighting game should have. I don't know about you guys, but usually I just want to do the stuff that looks cool. And while for me, that would be things like stupid combos or strange tech. For a new player, just seeing the move is enough to make them go, yeah, I want to do that. Thus, natural learning is naturally encouraged. But while natural learning is great, for some things it's best to just learn through a guide, and luckily, mission mode is just that. This mission mode is honestly amazing. It covers everything from dashing to confirms to fuzzy blocking. It's great and is an amazing way to learn. I will say though, I think this one mission is a bit misleading. It says a good counter for Kai is to make sure you kill him when he's low on HP, so that way he can't use Dragon Install. Now I think a better countermeasure is to let him get low on HP, so he does mistakenly use half a bar on Dragon Install. This isn't a joke, this is a cry for help. Please Arc Systems, give him a better Dragon Install. Anyways, while we're on the topic of learning, I recommend that if you are playing on controller, you make sure that your inputs are set to based. It makes talking about moves way easier, cause for him X is X, and for him X is X, but for everybody, slash is slash. So then, you've learned some combos and got a game plan down, or probably just said fuck all that and went straight to online. Well, here, life is complicated. Starts off pretty simple. You pick your preferred region server that you can change whenever and get met with some browser game that looks like it's going to give you a virus. Quite simply, I have no clue what they were thinking. Looks aside, does it work well? No. After fighting an AI, you get placed in a floor. Win, you get sent to floor 4. Lose, you get sent to floor 2. You move up and down floors depending on your wins and losses. While lower floors can always go up, upper floors can never go down. Meaning people can go as far up as they believe they should be, and experienced players can't bully new players. The place I am in is right here. It's a floor above the highest one where only quote-unquote really good players go. And if there is one thing I can vouch for, it's that people here are a million times tougher than anybody on floor 10. You get here by getting a lot of wins at floor 10, wherein then you are allowed to partake in the Celestial Challenge. In this challenge you have to win 5 matches in the Celestial floor without dropping 2. Winning 5 matches without losing twice is already pretty tough. Add that with the fact that you're gonna fight the best players in the server, and it ends up meaning, yeah, it's pretty tough and extremely stressful. Luckily, you can try as many times as you want as long as you keep winning at floor 10 whenever you get kicked out. The reward for winning this challenge is honestly a pretty sexy color on your banner and the ability to stay rent-free until the rank reset. Some people might be bothered by this, but I like it because it means that people that actually deserve the Celestial stay in Celestial, and people like me who just got there to record some dumb review get kicked out. The only real benefits to this place are again the really sexy banner and the access to some really good practice. If you aren't a fan of the grind or maybe get stressed out by ranking systems, then you can always go to the park. The place is really great for just relaxing and playing some matches with randoms, and for streamers doing their viewer matches. You'll notice I've dodged the whole getting into a match part, and that's cause it just sucks. There's 2 types of people in this world, those who wait and those who walk. God bless the walkers. Here's what finding a match is like. Axel? That's interesting. Another thing you can do is check other people's profiles to see their stats. Nah, this is not a joke. You're watching all 40 seconds of this. They aren't even near me anymore. Luckily, this lobby system does not reflect the quality of the games. This netcode is amazing, and really does feel local. Climbing all the way up to Celestial, not a single match felt at all stuttery or super bad. It was all crispy, mad crispy. Rollback is amazing, and this game is a golden example of what rollback can do. Making lobbies to play with friends is also really easy now. I say now because on release it was completely broken, but devs jumped on it instantly. The way it works is that you make a lobby with whatever settings you want, and then make sure that you set it to specific, if you want friends to join you. Give that code to a friend, then he can join your lobby nice and easy. The only other thing on the network tab is a ranking tab that's there for somebody, I guess. And quick start for when you want to fight people, not a lobby. Well, for some people that might be all they ever see, or ever care about. But in Strive, there is something for more enlightened folk. There is some stuff left in the solo category I haven't gone over yet. 3 things in fact. Fighting CPU is pretty self-explanatory, but come to think of it, I've never actually fought the highest level CPU in this game. It's alright. Fighting AI modes are always a great way to learn some stuff and practice combos and tech in a simulated match. And thanks to the variety of gorgeous stages and songs to pick from, it's a pretty relaxed time. Next on the list is arcade mode, always a fun single player time for any fighting game. In this one you pick a character, get an in-game cutscene setting up the plot, and then go off on your quest. Seems like everybody's after one guy though, Nago Ryuki the samurai vampire. For arcade mode I chose Potemkin through the use of logistical reasoning. Him and Leo team up to search for Nago Ryuki, and after logistically reasoning some AIs out of existence, you fight your partner again. After you beat him, you meet the boss of arcade mode, and well, to be honest, I thought it was gonna be easy. But, well, as I soon found out, Jesus Christ, that was a large assumption. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Now Nago as a character is pretty simple, right? Good range, good damage, and extremely amazing specials. The way he's balanced is that he doesn't have a meterless reversal, and his specials cause his blood rage meter to fill. While in blood rage, Nago's moves do even more damage and have even more range. He even gains access to a new super, but he loses tons of health and has no specials anymore. Meaning, although sometimes you do get a silly one-shot, you don't typically want to go into this form. And this drawback allows him to have super broken specials, and a really fun combo game. This Nago Ryuki has none of those rules! He does have a wake up reversal, his dash can cross you up, and he has no end lag. His blood rage doesn't make him lose health, and lets him do specials, and something is definitely up with his damage. But maybe it just looks that way because he has the health of 3 Potemkins. Between the difficulty of this fight and the theme that plays, the battle is intense and extremely high. God damn, it might have taken a while and a lot of Potemkin busters, but eventually I overcame this demon and my reward was...
I want the freedom of a car.
You have got to be kidding me. Oh, I see how it is. You think I can handle the higher tempo. I'm just getting started. Hey! Hey! Oh! Come on! Permanent blood range, who cares? You're looking at the king of Potemkin Buster. Jesus Christ, it's finally over. I have to beat this twice? Oh! Please just die. Please just die. Hello? What? And so it's finally over. Hot diggity, that has got to be one of the most insane arcade mode bosses I have seen in a long time. Lots of props to the boss theme, it made it a million times more exciting. Also, fun fact, I did a bit of experimenting and found out that yes, if you do lose on your way to the boss, your partner helps you fight the boss, and there is no second phase. And words cannot express how cool it feels to be playing a sole bad guy, fighting alongside Kai to beat some pimped out mega boss. The last thing left is survival mode. Honestly, it's pretty bland. I just played it till round 10 to see the reskin CPU, gave him the you-know-what, and decided, well, nothing's gonna change, huh? Leaving us with the final thing this game has to offer, and something I was pretty hyped for, the story. Before diving in, the game does have a really detailed glossary for info, as well as a really easy to read and pretty good looking timeline. Damn, they did Johnny dirty, bro. What is this fucking resolution? Oh no, not Eddie too. Being easy to read is great when you have stuff like this going on. The Strive graph seems a bit empty, but I get the feeling I know why. Anyways, enough prep work, it's time to dive into the story. The game tells you straight up that there is no gameplay here, just cutscenes on cutscenes. So I got some water, got comfy, and got ready to watch the whole thing in one go.
Your hair touching
Man, that shit was beautiful.
do you want to know?
So the Strive anime or movie or high-end machinima, whatever you prefer, is 5 hours long. And it is so cool! The main players this time around are Sol, Asuka, the US President, Happy Chaos, Jacko, and Dino. With a variety of supporting cast like the Secretary of the US that loves fast food and can grab missiles out of the air, and the third King of Valyria, who is just there to have really cool scenes with Happy. Speaking of which, Happy Chaos has got to be my favorite character in this. Every time he's on screen it's a riot. He's always talking some smack or going crazy.
大統領を追わなくていいのか？
あれ？君喋れるの？
質問したのは私だ。
よかった。
会話もできる
He is a man that knows everything, making him not care about morality anymore, and the only thing he really does care about is some good drama. So he does just that, comes up with the most crackhead scheme anybody could imagine, since as he said, he's trying to make it so kids don't have to fall asleep in history class anymore. Another one of my favorites is the US president. Again, whenever he is on screen, it's a good time. He is a simple man who loves college ball. Man, why is it always football with these people? He bounces off Soul really well and has lots of good moments.
どうした核攻撃されるは
And yeah, Soul is amazing, but come on, that's a given. It's Soul bad guy. The thing I love about Soul is that he doesn't walk around like he owns the place, he walks around like he doesn't care who owns the place. He really does have the best ideals. I refuse to spoil too much, but let it be known that it has tons of nuttiness as well as funniness, with some healthy seriousness. And also, yeah, the timeline for Strive does get filled out after watching the whole thing. And I know for a fact there's more than just cooperating going on here. A girl doesn't just go and want cooperation. Lastly, all that's left is the bonus content. The game has a really strong modding scene, so you can get your memes and skins that you might like. Replays are, well, replays. Fishing is how you unlock more customizables for your avatar, as well as all the rest of the bonus content, including soundtrack, concept arts, and old trailers. You want to see something terrifying? Boo! The old UI! It is crazy being able to see all the differences from the original. If you play Chip, then look at this. What did he just do? It's insane how this game I've been looking at for 2 years now is finally out, and now that I've done everything, I can safely say it was well worth the wait. Guilty Gear Strive is truly blazing. It's not often you see a game that shows how much love and effort was put into it in every part of it. The game really feels like the passion project of many skilled people. From the soundtrack to the graphics to the gameplay, everything feels like it had intention behind it, making it so, yeah, I really do recommend this game to anybody that is at all interested in fighting games. A bit pricey, but I feel like the price is justified. There really is so much here to enjoy. Here's hoping that Guilty Gear Strive has a long, healthy life as a fighting game. See ya, and thanks for striving. Oh, you want to play games? Oh, you want to play games? Why? Nice risk.
What am I supposed to do? What the? Do not tell me, Jarvie, you're doing this combo right now.
Why?
Oh shit, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
I hate this game. I actually do not like playing Guilty Gear. I think I'm to someone that wants to play the game.
Have any thoughts about how you are gonna prepare for that kind of extremely talent-dense tournament again?
Nah, I'ma just play Guilty Gear.